You know, I just had a conversation with Ron Paul, like right before you. Ron Paul and I did a 1-hour podcast together.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
I had the privilege to have a dinner with Ron Paul when I was in Parliament. He came in Ottawa. You know,
He's
great
amazing.
guy. Great guy.
He's phenomenal, yeah. And, you know, when you ask him, what is it to be a libertarian? Boom, 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 boom,
Yeah.
boom. You ask, you know, what is it to be an American? You know, I'm proud to be an American, or at least I know I'm free, right?
Yeah.
And then you can sell America, right? What does it mean to be a Canadian?
We are not American.
What does that mean, though? But
Yeah,
not.
yeah,
What
that-
are you guys?
that's
what
what-
is Canadian?
That's what maybe Canadians, you know, we are not American, we are Canadians. So, okay, if we are not American, we are, you know, more for social programs. You know, we care a little bit more about people. We have a socialist policies in Canada. So we have, you know, the way that the federal government or our politicians are, you know, speaking about Canadian identity, they're speaking about the legislation. It's, we have, you know, our health care system is good. You know, it's not like the US. It's not a private healthcare system. You know, everybody, you know, has a protection, but it's not going well. Here you have, you know, privatization at least 100%. In Canada, it's socialism there. So they are describing us based on social program. The reality is we are different because this country, Canada, is different. We have different culture. You know, the culture in Quebec, in my own province, is very different than the culture in Alberta. The culture in Alberta is very different than the culture in PI. That's a country that we are the only country
But what
like
is
that.
it to be a Canadian? I still don't know what it is to be a Canadian. What is it to be a Canadian?
What it is to be a Canadian, we, like you know, we believe in freedom. We believe in less government and more autonomy. We believe that if you're a Canadian, you have the opportunity to grow and to do what you want in life. And now it's not the case anymore. We have the big fat government that is taxing us and regulating us all the time. So to be a Canadian is to be a free man, that we can do what we want. But right now it's not the case anymore. And with mass immigration, you know, we need to know our history. And the majority of Canadians don't know the history of our country. These new immigrants, they're telling me that, you know, I'm an immigrant also. No, my roots are, you know, coming from at least 300 years. You know, I'm a settler. You know, I'm coming from France and in Quebec, and same thing for people coming from Europe, in Canada. We need to speak about our country. We are not, but we have different cultures. And that's, you know, the Francophone part of Canada is the only place in North America that you have a Francophone government, majority of Francophone, try to speak French and be prosperous. So
who's your hero? Who are Canadians' heroes? If you give me 3 heroes, like when I was in Brazil and I'm talking to Jair Bolsonaro, you would hear Senna, you would hear Pele, you would hear Jair Bolsonaro, and you would hear different names, right? Who are, of course, you may say Gretzky, but who are some heroes in Canada? Top 3.
Laurier, Wilfrid Laurier, in the beginning of our confederation, was the prime minister from Quebec. And, you know, he was for free trades and he was very for a smaller government. He was a liberal, but a classical liberal. And also, you know, if you speak about sport, you know, Maurice Richard was a big, you know, Canadian, French-Canadian hockey players with the Montreal Canadiens. If you speak about music, Céline Dion, she's very well known. And, you know, personally, I'm not a fan of her music, but, you know, I'm proud that she's successful around the globe. But
Leonard Cohen is Canadian. Leonard Cohen is Canadian.
Yeah. No, we have a great, you know, Francophone, Anglophone culture, but actually we have a very bad government.
Yeah, and so you know, a part of that with the culture, the stronger the culture is, the more pride there is to protect it. The weaker the culture is, the more it allows President Trump to come in and say, hey, if you guys are not that proud to be Canadians, why don't you become American? I can see how he's doing that now. But let me ask you this question, because, you know, a lot of times you'll hear, well, we're independent from UK. We're independent from UK. We're independent from UK. We're independent. We're
From
independent.
France,
I'm sorry, from France. We're independent.
And UK,
You're right, with those guys. But then your Carney just went and sat down with the king, right? Didn't that just happen? I think sometime did that
week
just
ago.
happen a week ago, right?
It was in Europe. It
Why
was
is
in
that?
UK.
Why is it that, even though it's like, no, we are our own, but let us go and meet with King Charles after Trump threats? It was kind of like, hey, King Charles, can you protect us from Trump because Trump is doing this? Yeah, we're not part of UK, but hey, we kind of need because he's trying to bully us. Why is that? It's like because the impression to me is like you're running to daddy to protect from a bully. Is that the wrong impression or the right impression?
No, I think he went there, to try to have, our economy is 75% dependent on you guys. We are exporting. As you know, you have a trade deficit with us. The majority of the trade deficit is coming because of oil and gas first. If you don't put that in the equation, you won't have a trade deficit with us. So it's coming because of oil and gas. So I believe what he tried to do is to be sure to be able to have maybe a free trade agreement with Europe or with UK. Actually, we tried to have a free trade agreement with UK a year ago. That free trade agreement didn't work because of what? The cartel. The Canadian government said we have to protect the cartel, and the UK said we want to export the Stilton in Canada. Because of cheese, we were not able to have a free trade agreement. And now they're saying, now we need to look at, having more, opportunities for our businesses, and let's go and try to sign free trade agreements with Europe and other countries and UK.
Yeah, when I see that, how does Canada look at Canadians? How do Canadians look at UK and France? Is it friendly? What's the relationship there?
It's a friendly one, actually, yes. But, the reality is we are in North America. We need to have good relationship with you guys.
I fully agree.
That's the basic. We cannot go we cannot be, and with the multipolar world right now, with China, Russia, BRICS countries, so we are with you guys, and we need to just have a good deal with you that will be good for you and for us. Yes, we can try to have other free trade agreement and, being less dependent on your market. But in fact, it's easier now for business people to export to the US than to trade across the country. So we need to fix that, like I said. But let's have a deal and put everything on the table and have a real free trade. And Trump said, you put tariff, I'll put tariff. You withdraw from tariff, I will do the same. So let's do it. Let's be serious. There's a lot of tariffs that we are imposing to you guys. Let's put that on the table, please.
Is Carney putting that on the table right now?
No. Carney and Poilievre are not putting the cartel on the table. And, Trump did win all the swing states, including Wisconsin. Your dairy producers are in Wisconsin. They want to export to Canada. And Trump is listening to them. And we are saying, and we said to Trump at the first free trade agreement that we signed together, no. But now he's coming back, and he's serious about that. But for our establishment politicians, oh no, Trump is tweeting about that, but that's not serious. That is serious. If we want to have a deal, we need to put that on the table. If not, we won't have a deal.
Nowadays, more than ever, the brand you wear reflects and represents who you are. So for us, if you wear a Future Looks Bright hat or a Valuetainment gear, you're telling the world, I'm optimistic. I'm excited about what's going to be happening, but you're a free thinker. You question things. You like debate. And by the way, last year, 120,000 people got a piece of Future Looks Bright gear with Valuetainment. We have so many new things. The cufflinks are here. New Future Looks Bright. This is my favorite, the green one. Just yesterday, somebody placed an order for 100 of these. If you watch the PBD podcast, you got a bunch to choose from. White ones, black ones. If you smoke cigars and you come to our cigar lounge, we have this high quality lighter cutter and a holder for the cigars. We got sweaters with the Valuetainment logo on it. We got mugs. We got a bunch of different things. But if you believe the future looks bright, if you follow our content and what we represent with Valuetainment, with PBD Podcast, go to vtmerch.com. And by the way, if you order right now, there's going to be a special VT gift inside just for you. So again, go to vtmerch.com, place your order, tell the world that you believe the future looks bright. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.